Anyone who knows me knows when I come on here for a Vic video, I usually end with I stand with Vic now then forever. And most cases, in just about every case, I never really have anything bad to say about Victor Joseph Mignon. But let me be frank, I do not find him infallible. If there is one fallibility he does have, it's that there are times on his Twitch streams when he can just hop on the soapbox and get on a soapbox. What does that mean? It's basically an old time slang for someone who likes to talk and do long winded speeches, is whether to draw a crowd or people just pass by him in apathy. He doesn't do this all that often, but when he does it does chew up the clock that he gives himself for his show on Wednesday nights. Now, I know that getting on his being called in for a show is essentially a potluck. It's a game of chance. I mean, at best, I'm usually stuck waiting 6 to 8 weeks for him to get me in. At worst, it's 4 fucking months. But tonight's little soapbox was a little more poignant. Do you want to know why con operators don't bring him in? It's because of some of the lower tier voice actors saying they're not comfortable with him working alongside him. But that's not of their own volition. These lower tier VAs, I'm not going to list off names to keep identities, basically feel told, and in some cases threatened to tell the con ops to not bring Vic in. Why? Because, and you know who I'm talking about, Chris Sabat, Sean Schimmel, Montreal, Jamie Markey, Kara Edwards, DC Douglas, Damon Mills. Yeah, unlike Vic, I don't make any qualms naming names, okay? It's what labels me as a chaotic I stand with Vic. Whether you view me as chaotic good or chaotic evil, I don't care. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Excuse me for that. These people are basically pressuring the lower tier VAs, people like Kylie Bear, Caitlin Glass. I am kind of naming, but you get my point. I mean, there are those who will work with Vic, like Chuck Huber, Todd Abercorn, Cynthia Krantz, Wendy Powell, John Swayze, Kent Williams, Linda Young, Tiffany Grant, Jayong Bosch, Tiffany Vollmer, Stephanie Nadolny, John Bergmeyer. Those people will still pop up at cons with Vic, when applicable, of course. But it's the other guys at the higher tiers, they're basically threatening or demanding, and in some cases threatening those in the mid tier here because they're so egocentric. They think the con is about them. It's not. It's about the patrons, those who buy the damn tickets to go to these things, those people who buy the passes to come to these events. And I've already gone off the handle on some of these. Now, do I believe Vic will have any hope of showing up at Collecticon Charlotte, which happens to fall on my birthday, I might want to point out this year? To be honest, no. And because of one man that's popping up. That man is Sean Schimmel. And unlike everyone else who basically covered up the fact they hated Vic until Mars Girl put her bullshit little hit piece out, Sean made no qualms of of openly expressing his hatred towards Vic. Even Vic himself said this in 2020 when he basically called everyone out. Everyone who has thrown me under the bus. He stated it like this, and I quote, everyone who, paraphrase, everyone who has thrown me under the bus has pretended to be my friend, with the exception of Sean Schimmel, who told me at the Broly premiere about his hatred of me, especially with the fact that I was a Christian. Newsflash, Sean. Just because your father tried to beat the faith into you doesn't justify you thinking that all Christians are like your old man, okay? Besides, there are only really two VAs I'm going to go out my way to or or to run into for that con. And you know who those two are? Dan Green, who I have never met, aka the king of games himself, Yugi Moto, and a guy who I haven't run into in almost 6 years, Johnny Young Bosch. I don't want anything to do with you, Schimmel. And maybe get Erica Schroeder, even though she's the four kids Luffy, to sign this hat. But that's more of a maybe in Erica's case. Big maybe. I mean, last year Vic was supposed to show up at this con, but Leah Clark, Jason Liebert, and Elizabeth Maxwell complained to the con that he was showing up. And maybe I might get Roger Craig Smith to sign my Assassin's Creed collection, Ezio collection. I have the games separately, not in one complete set, for those wondering. So while I don't like when Vic gets on the soapbox and gets a little preachy, I can appreciate that what he is saying is poignant to what's going on in the world today. But that said, him getting on the soapbox during his Twitch streams is probably one of my two knocks against him. The other one was, of course, hiring a prostitute and going behind Michelle's back, which is the only claim that was legit out of the bullshit Mars Girl spewed out that was legit. And why do those in the top do this? Simple. They want to cover up. Massive ass cover up. They would rather sweep their own depravities under the rug instead of holding themselves accountable for their crimes. And hiring Mars Girl as a favor, as a way to return the favor for her getting rid of Vic for Monica and Jamie, is the ultimate form of sweeping shit under the rug. And anyone who watched that game show video where Mars Girl was on that game show with her husband, you know Mars Girl's a fucking idiot. Her husband basically carried that team. Who was the brains of that outfit? It wasn't Kaylin, it was Josh. I do better in word-based puzzle games than Miss Saucebag, than Miss Expired Sauce Bag and Saucepan. Well, companies are failing. They're now laying off people. Keep this up, they'll be in trouble. Central bank deals, green deals, Trump fact checks Biden on unemployment, climate change, and oil. People will want accountability. Pressures, pages, people let Trump tell the truth, allowing everyone else to fall in place because the foreign public threatens those in power. The Twitter hearing start today, and these deep states have put on the spot. They're panicking. More to come. Buckle up. Sorry, I was reading something on a site that is Conservative Underground. It's an article that has a video for a report. Regardless, I stand with Vic now, then, forever. Leave a comment, smash the like, sub to the channel. Mets2128 signing out. Let me just add. As I was saying, I stand with Vic. Now then, forever. Leave a comment, smash the like, sub to the channel. Mets2128 signing out. Goodbye. Good fucking night. Bang.